Good morning. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals, IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals, IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till then. Honorable knowledge seekers, today I am your host for the morning. My name is Prema Dutta. I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international education and training institute. In the last 3 years, we have already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus professions and 4,500 plus organizations. Instead of global professionals, IGP and ISO 9001, 1050, 2000, 1000, 2080 is a training facility for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualifications. The Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve students and community researchers providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generations all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners. Through respective campus locations and distance learning platforms, we are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product. It's a part of our human right. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world. for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competition, monitoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like creating our portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can update all day. Kites Learning Game website, free courses, converter sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectations and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and offer online courses for youth and learners with professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and to serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learners. We represent more diversity, growth, and innovation and rigor. To lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, you have already completed 1499 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, you have already completed 1499 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speakers, participants, and valuations, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.radioigp.com. On this website, we have surprises for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website, or you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that with an account or login, you can enjoy our services. So create your account for once with your proper information. Note that with your proper information, you will enjoy features. With mismatched data, you can't do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competitions on our website. We replace Slido, you have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificates. Now it's easier and time oriented because after this session, we will not provide you with any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise no. But you can take part in one exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download your previous certificates, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download your certificate of graduate. If you are an online quiz competition winner, you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in any award function which organizes common and support with IGP, you can download that also. You can instantly prepare and download 80 types of instant certificates from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influencer during the pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities during the pandemic, Certificate of Active and IGP Knowledge Seeking from 2020, Certificate of Active and IGP Knowledge Seeking from 2021, Certificate of Active and IGP Knowledge Seeking from 2022, Certificate of Participation of the Series 1 Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation of the Series 2 Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation of the Series 3 Digital Classroom Engagement Tools, Certificate of Participation of the Series 4 The New Trends in Education, Certificate of Participation of the Series 5 Upskilling Emotional Leadership and Managerial Skill, Certificate of Participation of the Series 6 Trends and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation of the Series 7 Research a Comprehensive Approach, Certificate of Participation of the Series 8 Art in Teaching a Special Program in the Arts, Certificate of Participation of the Series 9 21st Century Tools in Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download in a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1000 plus international level quizzes with verified e-certificates. Teaching tips for teachers, health tips for parents, health tips for teenage, gamification tools for teachers. You can join IGP Alumni, you can check out our 50 plus premium services websites for free, and many more. Dear IGP solutions, we promised but lack of technical issues, we are late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous credentials, we solve issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check your dashboard for all webinar details. It's a cordial request to you. Check all buttons and pages on our website. Surely I can say will be benefited. Thank you. But note that with an account or login, you can enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 1510 and the program name is Useful Tools. And the program name is Useful Tools to Teach Vocabulary. And our speaker is Dhuli Raju. He's from India. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for a kind introduction.
Thank you, sir. Please some description about yourself for our audience.
Yeah. A very good morning, very pleasant morning, afternoon, evening. Since the audience range from different parts of India, parts of the world, that's why I wished everyone good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I am Raju Duli, a PhD scholar from School of Humanities, Social Sciences and Management, Indian Institute of Technology, Bhubaneswar, India. It gives me immense pleasure in seeing you all in inviting me to give a webinar on useful tools to teach vocabulary. Before I start my presentation, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude towards Institute of Global Professionals to having me here and asking me to give a webinar on these useful tools to teach vocabulary. So I'm really grateful to you, all the management of Institute of Global Professionals. So
Thank
coming
you,
to
sir.
this is the outline of the presentation, which involves importance of the English language and importance of vocabulary, word list to teach vocabulary, considerations for teaching vocabulary, and also vocabulary teaching techniques. At the same time, our main concept of even main theme of this presentation is useful tools to teach vocabulary. Also, in addition to that, web tools for vocabulary and grammar. And this presentation will be ended by references. So coming to English language, when we talk about vocabulary or other aspects of vocabulary, it is very significant to understand what is the importance and indispensability of English language. As we know that English language is something which is used in the world in all professions. At the same time, this language is also used as a medium of instruction and also communication. So, and the third point is says that when a person has a good command over the English language, which in turn opens a number of opportunities for that individual in terms of academic, professional, even personal achievements. At the same time, so this language is also, one of the most important languages for business purposes. That is we should understand the significance of learning and developing that communication skills or even a language skills of English. So coming to language skills, as I just now mentioned, the importance of English language, it's also significant to know what are the skills that constitute this language. So here, we have four language skills. The first one is listening skill, the second one speaking, and the third reading, and the fourth one is writing. So these are the four language skills which constitute English language. For that matter, any language skill, not only confined to English. So it is also worthwhile to adding to that point, it is also worthwhile to understand what constitute these four language skills by making sure if we have good command over grammar and vocabulary, by which we can develop and improve our language skills, be it speaking, reading, writing, and even listening also. So this is importance of language skills and language importance of English language. Coming to importance of vocabulary, as we know that for every language skill, it is important. Vocabulary plays very significant role in enhancing that particular language skill, I could say. And the second point is that our effective communication depends on the amount of vocabulary knowledge. If a student has very limited vocabulary, then he will find it difficult to communicate effectively, get across his ideas, and get along with other students. So that's what we have to understand the importance of vocabulary. When we talk about importance of vocabulary, the basic, the important quotation we can derive from very famous applied linguist Wilkinson, 1972, his statement is that without grammar, very little can be conveyed, but without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. So, for instance, let us say, If I say I meet my friend yesterday, which is grammatically incorrect, but it still conveys the speaker's intention. But if I don't use any kind of words, then the meaning, even the intention of the speaker may not be conveyed as it is. So that is the significance of importance of vocabulary. Coming to word list to teach vocabulary, as we know that there are a number of words, there are, uncountable words, there are even 5,000, 50,000, 60,000, even 1 lakh thousands also there. But how do we know that? How do we know which vocabulary is sufficient to, or is sufficient and, significant to teach students of English as a foreign language or English as a second language? For that purpose, we have different researchers have come up with different word list for the sake of vocabulary instruction. The first is that university word list. So we have looked at the different word list. Here we have four types of word list. The first one is that university word list, which covers academic words in different academic text. So, for example, let us see accompany, ignore, indicate, and occur. These are the words which come under academic word list. We could say that is also known as university word list, which is developed by ISP Nation in 1984. The second type of word list is that first 100 spoken collocations, which are very frequently used in our day-to-day communication. As you can understand from the examples, the first one is, I think that, I lot of, thank you. These are the, very basic, very frequently used spoken collocations. This kind of list is developed by is the same author in 2018. The coming to third word list is phrasal expression list, which is developed by Schemist on 2012. So here are some of the examples you can look at. We have to, there are, such as, I mean, a lot. These are the examples of this word list. If you want to teach these words to students, you have to you can download these from internet, I could say. So we have the fourth word list is that business word list, which is developed in 2017. We have examples: manpower, multinational subsidiaries. So these are the words which are used in business context. So when we deal when we engage in business purposes, then we always use such type of words that come under business word list. Coming to, when we as we know that teaching vocabulary is important for the students of ESL or EFL. Here we have certain considerations for teaching vocabulary, because as I mentioned earlier that teaching vocabulary is a daunting task, which is not an easy task which we can everyone can teach. That's not the case. So we have to follow certain strategies or certain considerations for vocabulary instruction, we could say. So, for example, let us see that we have five considerations which can be kept in mind while teaching vocabulary. The first is that we have to select words in such a way that should on par with the student's level of understanding. If you take certain words which are beyond the student's level of understanding or level of current, level of experience or knowledge, they cannot understand and they cannot memorize the that words. That is why it is important that you have to teach words as per the level of the students. That is the first consideration. And the second is that we have to take words. We have to choose those words which have a high frequency, high usefulness, at the same time, high availability of the words. I mean to say that when it comes to frequency, there are different words. We have There are three different words. The first one is high frequency, second is mid frequency, third one is low frequency. When you teach words, frequently used words, students daily encounter them in their day-to-day communication, in terms of speaking, in terms of reading, in terms of writing, in terms of listening. So that's why it is important that you have to teach words which have high frequency. And the second thing is the usefulness. Not every word is useful equally, because there are certain words, there are jargon words, there are technical words. These words are used in particular context only. For example, if you take a medical use or a doctor used words, where you practice certain profession, you have only used, you are you're bound to use such that words only in that context. If you teach unfamiliar or not useful words or technical words to students, they cannot understand and they cannot make use of those words in their day-to-day communication. That's why it's very important that it is very necessary that you have to teach words which have high frequency, high frequency, at the same time high usefulness. And this, coming to third point of this sentence, is that availability of the words. When you hear what I mean to say availability of words is that certain words are used in day-to-day, everyday communication. These words are immediately encountered. When you open a newspaper, when you see a when you listen to a certain podcast, you can easily come across these kind of words. So you have availability of the words. That's why it's important that you have to teach words which are available within our reach. That's what important. That's what we have to understand. The coming to third consideration is that we have to teach words in context, not in isolation. The reason is that when students are taught words in isolation, it will be very unlikely for them to understand and remember words for a long term. That's why you have to teach words in context. Here, one thing I want to make it clear is that teaching words in context refers to, you have to provide context, you have to provide an example how a certain word is used in certain context. That is what important. And coming to the fourth point is that we have to provide simple exercises, not in a complex exercises. So when you provide simple exercises, it will be easier for students to understand and to gain the meaning of that particular word through these simple exercises. Coming to the fifth point is that we have to teach and help students to use words in productive language skills. We have to help them use these words in productive language skills. What I mean by productive language skills is we have to teach them use these words in speaking and writing. We have to promote them. You have to facilitate their learning in order to help them understand through speaking and writing. So this is all about considerations for teaching vocabulary. So coming to, there are certain vocabulary teaching techniques where we have to keep in mind. And so first is that we have to teach vocabulary through using pictures and also drawings. This can stimulate their memory power, and they can also improve their retentive memory for vocabulary. And the second point is that we have to, we can also make use of translations from L1 to L2. L1 is from mother tongue to target language. The third point is that we can also make use of certain techniques of practicing, just repeating drilling. When you practice, when you make students practice repetition drill, they can memorize the words for the long term. At the same time, the fourth technique is that we have to give training where we have to help students ask for others a dictionary use for the meaning of the words. And the fifth one is that we can also teach vocabulary through categorizing the semantic sets. So we have different types of words which can be classified, which can be stratified in terms of the synonyms, antonyms, and homophones. As per the word semantic set, we can categorize the word and we can teach according to that category, so that it will be easier for students to understand which word comes under which category. Coming to the sixth technique is that we can also make use of that root word based technique, where this is very important technique where we can make use of in order to teach our vocabulary. Root word is where we this root word technique involves helping students understand different affixes, suffixes, and prefixes, and infixes and affixes. When students are equipped with this affixational knowledge, it will be easier for them to produce the words which is associated with the affixations. So coming to the last one, but not the least one, we can also help students to master words often confused. For example, you can take illustrious, industrious. They are, commonly confused words, but we can understand. We can teach them by giving context. That is important. These are the so far we have we have looked at vocabulary teaching techniques. So here it's also important. One question is that how can learners collaborate in vocabulary learning? Collaboration in vocabulary learning is also an important concept where we can learn and we can teach vocabulary in a simple and a systematic manner, in a remarkable and also memorable manner also. The first one is that a collaboration takes place when the student asks a teacher for a particular meaning or a synonym, paraphrasing how to paraphrase a certain word, how we can ask and what kind of synonym we can think of a particular word, and even also relevant translation of a new word. That is what collaboration. Coming to, we can also help them students study and practice meaning of different words in a group work. That's what uh, where we divide our students in different groups, and each group we have to give different tasks, so that this task involves studying and practicing meaning of words in a particular group. So that is also another way of collaborating in vocabulary learning. And the second and the third point is that interaction with classmates and teachers also with respect to learning meanings and different aspects of vocabulary can be termed as a collaborative learning. And the fourth, the last one but not the least one, is that we can also ask even our own classmates for meaning and synonym, antonyms, different semantic sets, the different aspects of vocabulary knowledge. So this is all points constitute the collaboration in vocabulary learning. So coming to the main topic of today's webinar, useful tools to teach vocabulary. Teaching vocabulary, as I mentioned earlier, that teaching vocabulary is very very cumbersome, very daunting task, which not everyone can make it easier for students to learn. So for that reason, we have to come up with different tools and techniques to teach vocabulary. So we have different tools. The first tool, very famous, widely known and widely used tool, is the flashcards. Where is the you take a sheet of paper, a piece of paper, where you mention the meaning, where they mention a word of target L2 word, and one side of that cover, that piece of paper, and it's a translation on other aspects of vocabulary on the other hand, on the other side of the piece of paper. So that's how flashcards. You can this is one of the important tools we can make use of in order to teach vocabulary. Coming to second tool is that web programs. These are the internet based programs where you can learn vocabulary and teach vocabulary, create exercises for vocabulary, which can help students to learn and memorize their vocabulary. The first one is that hot potatoes. This software includes different applications that can create exercises in the World Wide Web. So it has 5 applications which are mentioned here: JClose, JCross, JMatch, JMix, and JQuiz. These are the different 5 applications where you can utilize in order to create multiple choice, short answers, jumble sentence, crossword, and matching, ordering, and gap fill exercises for vocabulary. So here is the website where you can find all of these websites. So coming to the second web program, I could say web internet-based program, is Jerry's Vocabulary Teacher, which tests our vocabulary comprehension, to what extent we understand and to what extent we develop our understanding and development or improvement in vocabulary knowledge or vocabulary understanding. And it also provides with different opportunities for students to practice target vocabulary in discussion activities. At the same time, it's also used to produce gap fill exercises for testing vocabulary. And the last point, but not the least, is that it provides a list of keywords, and each of which is linked to a number of sentences which can illustrate how the word is used, in the sense that it gives you context of the particular word and how it is used in that particular context. This is the website. This is the home page of this Jerry's vocabulary teacher. As you can see, its features and step-by-step guide, academic word list, download free demos, and practicing and ordering words, sentences. So these are the sample GAFL exercises which can be, which can be found in this Jerry's vocabulary teacher or hot potatoes. Coming to fourth word is that keyword technique, or we could say keyword tool, is also very very important tool. Can be used to teach vocabulary and learn, help students learn vocabulary. So for example, this vocabulary technique is means our ability to produce mental images has led to a memory technique known as the keyword technique. When we imagine certain thing that can be used to teach, or that can be used to remember certain things. So that is why it is known as memory technique or keyword technique. Let us understand certain examples. So for example, first one is that capricious. Capricious means changeable, unpredictable, unstable. They don't stay. This is something which is not stable, so that's what is unpredictable. But how to remember these words by using keyword technique? Basically, come with a sound. You just focus on. We have to focus on capricious, capricious, car prices. You see counterpart sounding, car prices, capricious, car prices always keep changing. They're unstable, they're not stable, they're always capricious. When you remember capricious, when you come across listening to capricious, you have to memorize that. Oh, capricious means unchangeable, unpredictable, based on the your memory technique, car prices, like that. And when it comes to second example, thrifty. Thrifty man, one who spends money very carefully, economically, and very frugal, not spendthrift. Is it thrifty? 350, very little amount. 350 means very little amount. You have to relate this 350 to thrifty so that you can remember that thrifty means economical, frugal, very spending money very carefully. That's how you can develop your memory technique, and you can remember your words for a long term. Coming to fifth type of tool is that picture dictionary. As we know that pictures are very effective tools to stimulate our memory power to remember words. For example, if you want to teach certain words, you can. It's not only important to teach in terms of definitions, but also it's also important to teach by using pictures. You can say if you want to teach what is the meaning of a waterfall, you don't have to give the meaning. Waterfall is water comes from different places. You can also just show some pictures so that that picture can help students to understand the meaning of the word waterfall. On the right side of the slide is body parts. You can also show body parts: a hair, head, forehead, tooth, cheek, and different a word and its body part, easily understandable. So it is a very stimulating, very tool, picture dictionary. This is also very important, very widely used tool for vocabulary teaching. Coming to sixth tool is that CD and DVD dictionaries. These dictionaries also provide very fast access to word hyperlinked entries and after advanced searching capacities. So we can see different examples of CD and DVD dictionaries. So the first one is that Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English and Cambridge Learners Dictionary, also some kind of examples. As you can see, this is some kind of picture I extracted from online. As you can mention just word, it gives you pronunciation, it's a collocation, and it's the synonyms and all other aspects of vocabulary. Coming to visual words is a very important tool for developing our vocabulary knowledge by using visual stimulus. This Visu Aid is an awesome visual tool to find new words and improve your vocabulary. So when you look up a word in this tool, it shows neat graph which connects to different and various other words related to this word. For example, as you see notion. Notion means a concept. Impression notion as a belief, excellent idea, thought. A notion can also mean idea, thought, and it can be belief, it can be trust. These are all collocations. These are all the words related to notion. So visual words can help us look at different related words of particular word. As you can see, notion, it can mean concept, it can mean believe, trust, it can relate to factual information or a notions counter. So this is all about visual words. Coming to the fourth one is a thesaurus is a part of dictionary.com, which can give elaborative description of comprehensive description of words and the parts of speech and to which that word belong to and various synonyms and antonyms of that particular word. So as you can see, encapsulate means we have synonyms, we have pronunciation, other aspects also can be found in this thesaurus.com website. Coming to ninth web tools, this is so far looked at we have looked at different tools to teach vocabulary for from till now. So from this point of time, we are looking at different web tools for vocabulary, both vocabulary and grammar. Not only vocabulary, but also grammar also we are looking. So these are some of the websites we can go through to make use of this website. So let us look at the first one, English Zone. This is a website where you can find different flashcard exercises. And the second is that agendaweb.organization, which contains grammar worksheets. You can make use of these worksheets for teaching, for exercising students' vocabulary grammar knowledge. Third is that Free Rise, which contains practice exercises in an interesting way. We can practice vocabulary sessions, vocabulary knowledge, even grammar exercises, parts of speech, and tenses also. The fourth one is that EnglishTest.net. It contains 60 vocabulary tests for competitive exams. And the fifth one is that svvm.com contains different practice exercise in word roots. So how different word root is attached to base word. Coming to the sixth one is that reference.com gives us online reference, thesaurus and dictionary. And the seventh one is that eslgold.com. This is also a website which contains the lessons and learning games. And the eighth is that englishclub.com. It gives different information, comprehensive information on different aspects of grammar and vocabulary, and also exercises, multiple exercises for speaking and listening practice also. And the fourth one is Merriam-Webster, which is a very widely known dictionary, which can be downloadable dictionary where we can look for any word to understand its meaning and how it is used in different contexts. And the 10th one is that idiomconnection.com. It's a very, very best site for idioms where you can look for, where you can download different idiom sheets and meanings of idioms. The 11th one is that learnenglisonline.com, where English lessons for beginner and includes worksheets and audio files. And the 12th is that it's a focus.english. It contains conversations for both reading and listening. And the 13th is that very good eslab.com. It's very good platform for listening quizzes. And the 14th is that Talk English, where you can self-learning spoken English, where you can develop speaking skills on regular basis. When you open this website, you can find different web pages, which is where on in which you can in which there is lot of spoken English sites you can make use of. And the 15th is that dictionary.com, a very good thesaurus. You can find words and different meanings. And the last but not the least one is that it is the English page where you can find online worksheets focusing mainly on grammar, which includes the translation dictionaries. So this is all about web tools to improve your vocabulary knowledge. To conclude this presentation, these are the references. To conclude this presentation, I would like to thank each and everyone, every participant of this webinar for showing your enthusiasm and interest in taking part in this, and I really appreciate your interest in enhancing and developing your vocabulary knowledge. In addition to that, I will also take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude for giving me this opportunity to express my ideas, to make use of my expertise in vocabulary knowledge. Thank you, one and all. Have a good day to you, all of you. Over to you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seekers can learn something new, which is our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seekers. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question and answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinars. Honorable sir, please stay
Oh,
with us. After a short video, we'll be back in our session part 2, which is the question and answer part. Dear IGP knowledge
okay,
seekers,
ma'am.
please ask your questions in the comment box as well. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question and answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question and answer, we have a webinar certification and offline and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. কি আপনি বসাই দেন তো কোথায় করবেন দেখছি দেখছি টিকারটা শো করাই দিব, টিকারটা শো করাই দিব। Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. We are still waiting for your question. Our first question is come from May Ivara. Her question is, what is the best tool so far for expanding the vocabulary of the students?
Yeah, the bestest tool for expanding the vocabulary of the students. So, in order to know what is best tool, first of all, we have to understand what are the level of the student. Based on the level of students, we can choose the best tool. For example, if you want to expand vocabulary of low-level students, it's better to use flashcards. At the same time, online exercises. I show visu words, which is a which is used for different collocation knowledge is there. So here, I could say the best tool for expanding the vocabulary is flashcards, which can where you can notice every word and its meaning and its collocation, different aspects of the vocabulary. So I could say, to the best of my knowledge, the best tool is expanding the vocabulary is flashcards. I hope I have understood.
Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you, sir. I think we have covered all of our topics and questions.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate.
Once again, thank you so much, dear sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir,
Yeah,
hope
thank you,
to
ma'am.
see you again with a new topic, new day. Thank you so much,
Okay, ma'am.
sir.
Thank you.
Take
Good
care.
day to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Honorable sir, before we move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
RGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz, competition and quiz certification. RGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certificate on Certificate instructions. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching or completing part, we just click mark is complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test quiz, passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, to retake the course. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Certificate instruction. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Sign up or sign in. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching or completing part 1, with the session click mark is complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test quiz, passing by 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, to retake the course. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We change a few processes for online live quiz competitions. Now that after live, no one can participate. Participation process. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instructions carefully. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join online quiz competition properly, please follow my instructions carefully. Visit www.eduigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you can join live quiz competitions anymore. Browse the live quizzes button or give a link. Find the session limit, join with your log website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join. Enjoy an online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificates for the top 10 previous quiz you can find on our website and official Facebook page. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, we are starting our quiz session. Please join with us. কিছু না তো না মানে গিফট করছে আমি বলছি গিফট অলরেডি দিয়ে দিছে তো আপনাকে এখন একটা আরে না জানা আপনি যেগুলো করতে করছেন এগুলো হয়ে গেছে আপনি তো ফ্লপ করতে করেন না এটা ভালো এটা আপনি এটা ভালো
আচ্ছা, দুইটা মানুষ এখানে আসছে, দুইটা মানুষের একটু পরিচয় দেয়। এটার নাম হচ্ছে ঋতু বর্মা। এটার নাম হচ্ছে জান্নাত নূরিয়া। তো এরা আমাদের সাথে কানেক্টেড হবে। দুজনেই মনে মর্নিং এর জন্য।
We are now starting our question. Our first question is a traditional story intended to teach a school lesson, usually has talking animals, a fable with the best books of all.
আর শনিবার থেকে ওরা অনলাইনে চলে আসবে, সকাল ৯টায় আসবে, ওরা হচ্ছে ৯টা থেকে ৩টা। ঠিক আছে, শনিবার থেকে ওরা আসবে। ২ মাস পুরোটা ওদের ট্রায়াল পিরিয়ড, এখানে ওরা ওদেরকে অবজার্ভ করবে, ওদেরকে যতটা সম্ভব ওদেরকে শেখাবো। পরে গিয়ে
Correct answer is A. on the leaderboard. First person name is Sir Kenneth Flowey Salvizio. Next question is: if a florist was limited to two tools, the least useful ones to have would be A. Pruning shears and oil cutters, B. OCs and cartridges.
ভেতরে তো একজন আছে যেগুলো অলরেডি এখন হয়ে গেছে ওদের সাথে কথা
Correct answer is B on the leaderboard. First person name is Sir Knight Flowey Salvizio. Next question is:
আসছিল হোস্টিং এর মানে এর জন্য
demonstration is useful to take
চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে
equipment operations with the meaning of life.
এগুলা এরা হচ্ছে এরাও কিন্তু ইন্টারভিউ দিতে আসছিল হচ্ছে কোঅর্ডিনেটর ছাড়া কিন্তু মানে এদের কিছু আলাদা কোয়ালিটি থাকার কারণে আলাদা হয়ে গেছে
Correct answer is A on the leaderboard. First person name is Sir Knight Flowey Salvizio. Next question is:
আচ্ছা ইয়ে
tools most likely to be useful to a digital marketer: A and D only, B, B, C and D only.
বিচার আবার উপরে শিখতে পারছে না এবার আমি না এবার শিখতে পারছি এও হচ্ছে সিএসসি কিন্তু এইটা আবার হোস্টিং এ আছে হোস্টিংটাও দেখবে আবার স্কুলের সাথে এটা হবে এও আমাদের
Correct answer is B on the leaderboard. First person name is Sir Knight Flowey Salvizio.
নরেন করাটা নরেনের দেখছো
Next question is: these tools are useful to a farmer which
সময়টা তো নরেন মোবাইলে ব্যস্ত ছিল এখন যে ইয়ের কথা এটার নাম কি যে
Saban by Namana
সালমান সালমান
be teacher on the leader.
ওই আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে তো এরা হচ্ছে টেকনিক্যাল পার্টগুলো দেখবে আর
Next question is: tools that useful to detect optics, a honeypot, B, tripwire.
আজকে যে প্রথম দিন ওই এগুলো দেখবে ওদের সাথে থেকে ওরা খেলায় করবে আর সত্যি বলো যেভাবে ওদের খেলায় করা যায় যেভাবে শেখানো যায় সবগুলো করাই দেয়
Correct answer is B on the leaderboard. First person name is Sir Knight Flowey Salvizio. Next question is:
এই ডিপার্টমেন্টে সবচেয়ে বয়স্ক যিনি আমাদের টিম মেম্বার সেটা হচ্ছে নরেন
useful tools to recover degraded data, a childish formats.
আমাদের সাথে সবচেয়ে বয়স্ক আমরা সবচেয়ে বয়স্ক হচ্ছে আমাদের ওদের মধ্যে আমাদের দিকে আমাদের ওরা ওরা পাঁচটা মেয়ে আমরা পাঁচটা ছেলে এখন পোস্টিং পার্টের সবচেয়ে
Correct answer is B on the
সিনিয়র
leaderboard.
হচ্ছে আমাদের নরেন ম্যাডাম আর এখন আপনারা দুজন তার একজন
Next question is: these tools are useful to a carpenter
ঠিক
B
আছে
student.
তো নরেন আমাদের আপাতত কাজ করে হচ্ছে ওয়ার্ক ফ্রম হোম হচ্ছে ওয়ার্ক ফ্রম হোমই করবে কারণ হচ্ছে আমি কত বিয়ে হয়েছে তো যে কারণে আমরা আসলে পাচ্ছি না কিন্তু বাদল এখানে অল টাইম আছে বাদল আপনাদেরকে সবকিছু দেখাবে মাঝে মাঝে নরেন্দ্র যদি কোনো সাপোর্ট লাগে নরেন্দ্র সাপোর্ট আর এই ট্র্যাকের সবচেয়ে
Young Sahid Dipeka. Next question is:
এবার সোনালি নিয়ে
these
গেল
tools are useful to a farmer B dentist.
আপনাদের যাবতীয় সমস্যা হচ্ছে ডিজিটাল মানে কি ওই এখানেই থাকবে ওই এখানেই অফিস করবে এখন কাজ শিখাবে না এখন হচ্ছে আপাতত পুরো
Correct answer is B on the leaderboard. First person name is
যখন এটা রানিং করা শুরু করবে
Young Sahid Dipeka. Next question is: these tools are useful to a farmer B doctor.
ওয়েবসাইট লঞ্চ করবো ওয়েবসাইট আর যেটা আছে ডিজিটাল মার্কেটিং মানে ইমেল মার্কেটিংটা আপনার থেকে শুরু করার কথা দিবেন নাম করে তোলা
Artman series on the reader of subscription units. Yani sahi gidiyor. Conclusions to our webinar online quiz competition is stopped. Conclusion second will take a few minutes to finalize the result and after to issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and Facebook page. Conclusions to our webinar online quiz competition is stopped. Conclusion second will take a few minutes to finalize the result and after to issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and official Facebook page. Conclusions to our webinar online quiz competition is stopped. Conclusion second will take a few minutes to finalize the result and after to issue our online quiz competition certificates on our website and official Facebook page. At the end of a session, we can say properly fit your skills. The words of learning because life never should teach us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. Hope you want to participate in any program. If you want to live a happy life, try to go to people. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end that button, I can ask to thank all IT technology seekers for your active participation as always. See you in the next session. Thank you.